Hello fellow Captain, this is Captain Collins. Welcome back to another episode of X4. Today we're going to talk about how can you start as a new beginner in X4. Maybe it's your new run or maybe it's your first ever try. And I will talk about 3 different stages of the game and we'll show you some options you have when you start out a new game in X4. But before we start, a quick introduction to myself. I'm Captain Collins. I'm a Twitch streamer and YouTube content creator. I stream from Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. Central European Time on twitch.tv/Captain Collins. And if you like my guide content and my space-related content, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and help me get over 1,000 subscribers. We're not that far away anymore. Thank you so much. So let's jump right into the game, and we're talking about a new start. That means that I'm starting as a young gun. This is the start that I would recommend. This gives
Val
you
Sultan's log.
everything you need at the
I'm
start.
excited to get underway with this new ship. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do yet. Trading, exploring, am I brave enough to face combat? Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be exciting. Here goes nothing.
Let's go. So since this game is loading, let me give you the 3 stages we're talking about. The first stage is the absolute start. So you start up the game and what can you do from the start on with your first ship. Then I will have a look into a more advanced part where we already have some money. The third part is at the start of the late game, the start of when things are really starting to roll, what you can do there. And I will give you different options for every single part of this. As you know, you start with your normal small ship here. As I said, this is the young gun start.
Elite Vanguard.
So you have the Elite Vanguard. Let's get into the ship and undock. And the first things that you really want to do in here is get out here, of course. And you're now in a completely new system. Everything is just new. You don't know that much, right? What you want to do first, there are a few options I can show you. First option that's maybe popping into your mind is making missions. So option number 1 is making missions, and missions you get from these stations. So you have to basically explore. Wow, this thing is agile. I'm not used to that anymore. So you have to find different stations, fly to these stations and look out for some missions. And now we're scanning for some stations, and these things here will show you where a station is. So start guidance and let's have a look.
Engaged.
So here we are engaging our first station, and now we can have a look. Maybe we can see some mission offers. No, we don't see any. For now, you definitely need to discover just some stuff, flying around with your Elite Vanguard and just explore whatever you get here in this system. So missions is the thing. You can get reputation by just staying at a station for long enough. Then there will be some enemies spawning, some bandits or some pirates, and you can shoot them down. They will be just as big as a drone, so you won't have a hard time shooting these guys down. Even with your small Elite Vanguard with that weird little laser there. Oh, there you go. We have our first bandit. We can shoot that guy down really fast.
My scales. Stop your attack immediately.
There you go.
You'll now suffer the consequences.
This is Sector Security. Comms channel open.
Reporting an attack against this station.
No!
Acknowledged.
Don't do...
Criminal record has been updated.
Permission granted.
Oh god, we lost reputation. Oh no, that was not what I wanted to do. Basically, I wanted to gain reputation. So this is what you need to do at the start. Not shooting down stations, but gaining reputation. And while you're shooting down these bandits, you also get some stuff. So this will be your first money. Just go and grab all of this. And you can sell it afterwards. Magiclet, for example, 14k. This is possibility number 1 when you start. But I would heavily recommend doing something else, and this is basically pretty good that we're starting with a asteroid field around the corner, because you definitely want to fly in an asteroid field with your first ever ship. Look out for blinking lights in an asteroid field. Blinking lights on an asteroid are crystals, and you just have to fly through an asteroid field. I would recommend pressing Control and H, so that way you can see all the stuff while not being hindered by the cockpit. I know this is not very immersive, but at this point you really need the sight so that you see all the possible blinking lights in an asteroid field. And from that point on, you just fly back and forth through an asteroid field. Whenever you see a blinking light, you will see that there is a crystal, and it doesn't matter if you've been there already. If you have some sharp eyes, you already saw something blinking there. So there we go, there's our first crystal ever, and you want to point that gun at that crystal. Just shoot that thing down until it's gone. Okay, and when it's gone, just grab all the crystal in here, use your magnet, and this will also go into your inventory. So you will not use any space of your ship. This will go into your personal inventory. And there you go. We have 13k made just by that one crystal. Crystals have different values. It depends on the color they have. The most cheap one is a blue crystal. That's what we just saw. The red one was the second less valuable crystal, and it goes up to, I think, 100,000 per crystal, something like that. So you really want to fly around and make some money first so that you can start. And look at that, how lucky we are. This will give us some good money. Okay, and that made us, look at that, 300,000 already. Wow, 300,000 is enough to show you what you should do in the next step.
Drill, mineral.
So here we are, getting the second tip done while flying to the wharf here, the Argon Wharf. That is maybe the first one that you see. Whenever you see a wharf first, then you have the ability to buy a ship. And from here on, with almost 300k, oh, I know that we should sell that first. So let's go really onto that station.
Argon Wharf.
So first time having some crystals there, you definitely need to get to a trader and sell all these crystals you have. Also the magic lid, there you go. We have now 350,000. And with that, we can go to the ship trader. And from there, we can buy our first ship. Ships are where the money at. So here we are. We can buy our first ship ever. And we're going with an M-class mineral drill. And by selecting loadout, I take the minimum. That will give us the most for our money. And I will also take no shields. We need a mining drill, of course. We take the Mark 1 mining drills because we don't want to spend too much. Mark 1 mining turrets. No consumables, no nothing, no software, anything like that. 280,000 and we can already buy a ship. And how far we are into the game, I don't even know. I confirmed that order and we are now into the game. 16 minutes into the game. 16 minutes already buying our first ship ever, and I think this is even produced somewhere down here and we can watch it being built. There it is. Do you see? The drill is being built. Awesome. This will be the first ship that will fly for us when it's done. And we will just make some money with that. And maybe you've seen that yellow thing at the map. This is a mission and we can already do some missions. But medium missions are definitely not something that you want to do at the start. But medium missions are maybe something that you can do afterwards. So you definitely start with easy and very easy missions. Stuff that you can just do whenever you want to. And you're trying to shoot down these bandits. They will give you stuff that you can gather. You can sell that stuff. You get paid by shooting these bandits. You get faction reputation by shooting them down. And all you need to do is just stay at a station. You don't have to leave anywhere. You just stay at the station and they will appear. They will spawn one after one. And if you have enough money, maybe by shooting down bandits or maybe by crystals, then you go and you start immediately buying ships as soon as you can, because this will give you money in the long run. Just to give you a number so that you can relate to that, I flew maybe 90 hours in that first playthrough of mine, in a new playthrough, in an S-class fighter. and equipped it well, did some stuff, had my economy going, and so on and so on. And then there was a part when I said, okay, now we can take our first destroyer and fly with the destroyer. From here on, we're already at the mid stage where I talked about, and this is buying ships, getting these ships running somewhere so that these are working for you. And from here on, you also start buying better weapons for your ships, or you need to think about getting a new ship. You can get a new ship very, very soon. Just buy it, put all the minimal stuff in there, look out for that you have a shield, and you can upgrade and upgrade all along. You don't need to have everything at once. So it is okay if you just buy a new ship, put some basic stuff in there, some weapons, some shields. And with that one, you can do better missions. With that one, you can do patrolling, shooting down some other bandits or pirates or xenon or whatever you get in your way. So that way you get also paid. If you want to get more paid, then definitely go and get the police license whenever you can. This is possible if you have a reputation of +10 with a faction. That way you get way more money for shooting down bandits or pirates or whatever. And it doesn't stop there. So whenever you have your first
Sentinel.
ship, the drill mineral, for example, just send him out. Give him a default behavior. Everyone can just sector automine. Doesn't need anything to do that. Just get some ore. Take that Argon Prime sector. Oh, where are we? And confirm that and let him fly. Just let that thing fly. And just by the way, there are a few things that I would not recommend to do at the start, at least. And this is exploration, getting these data vaults. This is not really worth it at the start because you will not get good, high-priced wares out of that. So it's definitely better to just fly around, fight some bandits, or even better, fight some xenons, because with the xenons, that's maybe something for even the next stage. You can get all the parts you need for modding. You get all the parts you need for your SCTA drive, so your CETA, so that you can accelerate time, which is really important at the start because things are really running slow. So you want to be fast. And 4 times fast is way better than just 1 time fast. So let's see, at this point you already have some good income. You already have some passive income going into your bank account. You have ships that are flying for you. What can you do next? Well, I would advise you to do some missions with story behind it. There are 2 missions that you can get at the start, and I will recommend doing the first one, which is a original mission first, and this is the player HQ. The player headquarter you get by searching for data leaks at some stations. It doesn't need to be any particular station. You just go and press Shift 2, so you go into the scanner mode, and then you fly around stations to see if there spawns a data leak, which looks like a red glowy thing, which is spreading some sparks. While you're flying around looking for this, you also can just destroy some bandits, and that will give you money and reputation, which is kind of nice. Oh, look at that. There's a data leak. This is how they look like, and you want to fly near this thing here. Success. Communication enabled. Press A.
That should do it. I had to disable my voice filter.
This is where the player HQ quest starts, so it starts at every single station. You doesn't need to have a particular station. I will not show you more of this, so just experience that for yourself. But this is definitely something that you should start early on. Maybe after getting 2 or 3 ships, then you can go and get that player HQ. This will give you the option to research stuff. Researching does take a while. It does take some time, and it does take some resources. Most likely money, of course. Everything in this game is just about money. You will need to have that income coming in so that you can research there. So, okay, we got that quest running. There's definitely a second quest you can get in this galaxy. I will not tell you which one, but it is not not that far away from where we just started. So we are in Argon Prime, and it is not very far. What I would advise you definitely to do is when you're starting in Argon Prime, just get on the highway and just take one round trip around Galaxy. Just let your highway take you through all the different sectors and when you come back, you have revealed a lot of the map. So as you see, flying around will give you a lot of information and also will give you options for missions. Just as I said, there are very easy missions, there are easy missions
Entering system.
up to very hard. As you see, we already got the information about the Argon, about the Antigone, about the Teladi, the Paranid. Next one will be the Holy Order of the Pontifex, and so on. We will definitely see all these factions. This is pretty good. Look at how many sectors we already have. So your passive income is there. You have the quests. You already have ships flying for you. Next thing you want to do is definitely build some stations, I guess. And stations are a lot cheaper as you would think. So the only thing that you need at the start is getting blueprints. And how do you get blueprints? This is by going to a faction representative. Faction representative are at these stations where you see people with a crown on it. So like for example this one here, the Argon Wharf. There's a faction representative of Argon, and you can buy blueprints there, which will give you the modules for your stations. You have already some basic station things, but you definitely need more. I will put a link down in the description, which is a station calculator. That way you can see how much resources you need, how much it will cost you. I will jump into my other play that I'm playing right now, and I will show you some different things which are good for later on. So let's jump into that save game. So welcome back to a different part of the game. We are looking right down from a raptor. So this is my actual playthrough where we're now in a raptor, and I'm not kidding you, there are 5 more destroyers at our side. So this is where you could go with all of it. But I want to show you what you can do after buying just the first ships and starting with stations, because I do have still my first stations here. For example, that one is, I think, one of my first ones, and this was a mere refined metal production. I think I did hull parts. Yeah, I did hull parts on that one. So it's not really a big station. It costs about, I would say about 2.5 million credits. It does sound maybe a lot. When you start getting the money from your miners and so on, 2.5 million is definitely something that you can acquire. I will put down a video on top that will give you some more details about stations, how do you produce stations, and also check out the playlist at the end of this video, because I have a lot of stuff there where you can get some more details about whatever is going on in this game, and this will give you some more insights of what I was just talking about. When you have stations, you definitely want to have your own sectors. So for example, these are my own sectors owned by Space Operations Delta. That's how we roll, because you know we are Space Operations Delta. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And this is how we roll in this sector. We're pretty much done talking about whatever you can do at the start, where this leads to. If you have some other options, maybe you want to fly with a complete battle group or something, write me down in the comments. I would appreciate that. And we will see us again, I think, on Twitch while playing X4, maybe some Stellaris, I don't know, whatever. And thank you so much for enjoying this video, and see you soon later. Bye.